Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist. We interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions.
Jonathan, is biblical faith blind?
I would argue that the word faith is, its Latin equivalent is fides, from which we get the words confide and confidence, which literally means with faith. And the Greek equivalent is pistis, which is basically the same as trust. That's the way that it's used biblically, and we are commanded, I think, in Scripture to use reasons and arguments and be rational about our faith. For example, in Proverbs 14, verse 15, we read, "The simple man believes everything, but the prudent gives thought to his steps." 1 Thessalonians 5:21 instructs us to test everything, hold fast to the good. 1 Peter 3:15 says, "In your heart set apart Christ as Lord, and always be ready to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that lies within you, but doing so with gentleness and respect." Moreover, if you read the book of Acts, you see various apologists like Stephen, for example, and Apollos and Peter and Paul, and they were debating non-believers, whether it was Peter debating the Jews and Apollos debating the Jews, or Paul in Athens in Acts 17. And they were using reasons to persuade people to become Christians. You also see in the early church apologists like Justin Martyr, for example, who had a very famous dialogue with a Jewish philosopher named Trypho in the 2nd century. We also have Irenaeus, who wrote against non-Christians. We have Theophilus of Antioch, who wrote an apology to Autolycus, the pagan. And in fact, Theophilus of Antioch actually defines faith in his letter to Autolycus. He says, "Do you not realize that faith is the leading principle on all matters? For what husbandman can reap unless he first entrust his seed to the earth? Or who can cross the sea unless he first entrust himself to the boat and the pilot? Or who can be healed unless he first entrust himself to the care of the physician? If then the husbandman trusts the earth and the sail of the boat and the sick the physician, why then will you not place confidence in God when he holds so many pledges at his hand?" So that's the clear way that the early church understood the word faith, and I think we do ourselves a disservice when we define faith, as the new atheists do, as belief without or in the teeth of evidence.